name is Lisa Kuntz, and I'm MODOT-Th's North Area Engineer. I'm new to this job. I started about 5 months ago, and as part of my outreach, I am reaching out to all the local municipalities to talk about upcoming MODOT projects. The reason I'm here today is to talk about an upcoming construction project this summer. MODOT will be working on the bridges on I-270 over New Florissant and New Halls Ferry. We anticipate significant impacts to traffic along these corridors. So I'm here to tell you a little bit about what we plan to do, how we plan to go about it to do it, and why we're doing it. First of all, these bridges were built back in the 1960s, are now 50 years old, and are in need of repair. New Florissant is we're constantly out there working on it. Since spring, we've been out there over a dozen times filling holes in the pavement with our maintenance crews. So what we plan to do this summer is come out and do a structural overlay. What does this mean? This means that we're going to remove the deck and we're going to use the old deck as a form for a new structural overlay. This project will get us about 10 years, hopefully 10 years, more use out of these bridges before we need to come in and replace them. Unfortunately, MODOT's funding situation, there's no horizon for these future projects. But the purpose of these projects is to get us 10 more years of usable life before we come and need to replace these bridges. So, how do we intend to do this? Well, first of all, we are going to we're going to have to close New Florissant Road and New Halls Ferry at 270 in order to maintain traffic on 270. So 270 westbound will remain 3 lanes through the construction zone. This is a real technical word here, we'll have to at times wiggle the traffic from westbound lanes to eastbound lanes in order to do our first stage, which will be to rehab the westbound bridges over both New Florissant and New Halls Ferry. During that time, westbound traffic will remain on 270 and eastbound traffic will be reduced to 2 lanes, and you'll have to travel down the ramp through the intersection and back up. If you recall, if you could think about it, New Halls Ferry, there's not a ramp from New Halls Ferry onto 270. One of the first things we'll need to do is build that ramp and also widen the existing ramps at New Florissant and New Halls Ferry so we can maintain that 2 lanes down through the intersection and back up. Most of this work will be done at night, and lane drops and the ramps will be closed to do this work. Once the work's done, then we'll do our closure. We anticipate the beginning of this work to start on Friday, July 10th. That's the anticipated date for the work to begin. MODOT has thrown out every type of incentive to the contractor to get this work done as quickly as possible. I've been asked a couple times, well, why are you doing both the work at New Florissant and New Halls Ferry at the same time? Well, we've taken the approach that we want to get this work done and get out as quickly as possible, because we understand that we're going to have big impacts to the region and how both local traffic and commuter traffic gets across on I-270. So since we're going to be running interstate traffic, eastbound interstate traffic down the ramps through the intersection and back up, we're going to have to close New Florissant at 270. What will happen is we will detour New Florissant Road at Jean Avenue. So if you're headed north on New Florissant Road, you'll be forced to make a left onto Jean Avenue and take Pershaw to Hanley Graham, and there you'll be able to take Dunn Road back up to New Florissant. That's how you're going to kind of get from the south to the north during construction at New Florissant. If you're coming from the north, so you're headed south on New Florissant Road, you're going to make a right onto Dunn Road, travel to Hanley Graham, and then circle back on Pershaw to Jean Avenue to south on New Florissant Road. As you know, there are parallel routes that run north-south. There's Hanley Graham and Washington Elizabeth. Those will both be open throughout the closure. One of the things we're doing is we're requiring the contractor to hire a traffic engineer. They're going to be out there. They're going to be modifying the signals to give them more green time. We're requiring them to be on call during peak hours throughout the construction, to go out there and make adjustments as needed. Understanding that, you know, you can only make so many signal adjustments and get so many cars through, but we're going to try to do our best to keep traffic moving. We anticipate this closure lasting about a month. Once again, it's going to start, the anticipated start time is July 10th, and it'll go for about a month. The contractor has been given incentives to get done early, but we have a lot of work to get done in a little bit of time. It's really a lot of work that we just need to do in order to do these bridges. So the first bridge they'll do is westbound at both locations, at New Halls Ferry and New Florissant. We're going to be working on westbound bridges. Once we're done with westbound bridges, we'll take westbound traffic and put it back on to westbound 270 and work on the eastbound bridges. Kind of a little bit of what's going on at New Halls Ferry during the closure. New Halls Ferries will also be closed at 270. It'll be closed between Pershaw Road and Dunn Road. You will have no access from eastbound 270 onto New Halls Ferry. So in order to get if you're traveling northbound on New Halls Ferry, you will need to go make a left onto Pershaw and go to West Florissant and then go back east on Dunn Road. If you're coming from the north, you will have to come down. You really have kind of two options. You could either make a right on Dunn Road and go to West Florissant and come back down to Pershaw Road, or you could possibly go to Old Halls Ferry and go south on Old Halls Ferry till it hits New Halls Ferry. During this time at both locations, not only will it be closed to traffic, but it will also be closed to pedestrians. Pedestrians will not be able to cross I-270 on New Florissant Road or New Halls Ferry. Once again, we're going to have barrier along the ramps. That's interstate traffic running down those ramps across the road and back up. We can't, for safety reasons, we cannot allow pedestrians to cross that interstate traffic. So what does this mean for you? Well, we anticipate major delays during especially peak time hours. It's going to be a challenge to get to and from work. We suggest that you remember this on your daily commutes. You might want to leave a little bit earlier. If you have a possibility of staggering your start time to try to get in a little bit earlier before the major traffic delays start, or get in a little bit later, it might be in your best interest to try to find alternate routes or to stagger your start times around construction, because we do anticipate major delays not only on 270, especially during the evening rush hour as you head east, but also for your local traffic wanting to go north and south in the area. Once again, we are encouraging motorists to use alternate routes. We're trying to make sure you guys have the information on what's going on. You could go to our website to get up-to-date information. The contractor will, once again, they're been given incentives to get out and get this work done as quickly as possible and get out as soon as possible. You can always call MODOT at 1-888-ASK-MODOT. To talk to our customer representative. If you see a problem or a concern that you want us to address, give us a call. You could always contact me. My name is Lisa Kuntz, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions or any concerns that you may have. Let's see. I know I've given you a lot of information today. You could always call our customer service lines at 1-888-ASK-MODOT or visit our website for more project-related information. Feel free to call us at any time. We would be more than happy to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.